Eurobox presents WYCKELM Volume 1, The Ageless Child, written by James W. Richardson. In The Ageless Child, James W. Richardson invites readers into a breathtaking world where magic, ancient races, lost kingdoms, and mysterious powers collide with the destiny of one unforgettable protagonist, WYCKELM, a boy who ages slowly, carries strange markings on his skin, and hides secrets when even he cannot yet understand. The author's representative, Adrian, is our special guest today to give us an insight on this book. Hi, Adrian. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. It is lovely to be here.
So let's talk about WYCKELM. WYCKELM is a wonderfully original protagonist. How did the idea of an ageless child with these rare magical abilities first come to the author?
Well, I think it was because we need a hero which has some abilities and also need some mystery, because later on during the story we will discover more about him and more about the race. So we need this mystery around the age of the hero. And also in the story we have in the book we have two parallel stories. We have the current story of the hero who has his adventures and who discovers his powers, and we have a more ancient story that the hero is reading in a sort of a book during the main story, and there it is the history of the continent. So that is why we want to have more years and more mystery behind our main protagonist, so that later we can discover new things about him. And I admit it is a bit unusual to have a hero with an unknown age, but throughout the book you will notice that he actually acts like a teenager or a young adult most of the book. This is his current level.
All right, and this story is settled in the world of Vanork. Vanork is rich with history, culture, and also magical systems. What was the most enjoyable part of building this universe for the author?
I think for the author it was a sort of discovering of a world, because the author is well invested into video games, for example, and into the fantasy domain, let's call it like that. So the author loves fantasy, and when you have a fantasy adventure, you always like to discover new things, new parts, a part of the continent that was black, that was darkened with the fog of war, and then it becomes enlightened and you find new people or maybe a new race, and you find new powers for your character. So this is, I think, the main attraction. It is like building something from zero and having something very complex and very enjoyable at the end.
All right, now let's mention Tiki. This tiny creature who accompanies WYCKELM is a fan favorite. What inspired this unusual companion?
Well, I suppose it is no secret if I mention that the author has pets and has always had pets. So Tiki is a bit a sort like a pet that our protagonist cherishes and protects him or it, because it is very small, and it is supposed to be very cute, like a small toy that you can have on your desk. But also we will later discover, and this is just a minor spoiler, that maybe sometimes this Tiki, this pet also protects his master as well. We will see that later.
This first volume ends with big revelations at the end and even bigger possibilities. Without spoilers, of course, what are the themes or ideas that the author is most excited to explore in the next books of this saga?
Well, there is a main theme in the book, which is sort of a darkness or a desert that is slowly advancing and, let's say, consuming the continent, which is a current danger. And the origin of this darkness and the way to face it or to vanquish it, this will be explored later in the second tome, because right now we are hinting at it, and our hero and his friends or his companions, they are very slowly discovering what is causing this. And in the second volume that again, no spoiler, but the author is currently preparing, it is in the process of editing it. In the second volume, we will really discover what is going on and where is this coming from. This is, in some way, it is a classical story. It is the struggle between good and evil. And like in every good story, there is a current evil that is currently developing, but it has a past. We know that there are solid reasons, and where this evil is coming from, this is like most of the good stories between good and evil.
Well, we look forward to reading the new chapter of this saga. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for representing the author, and thank you for giving us this insight on his saga.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It is lovely.
The novel reads like the beginning of a truly great saga, one that blends adventure, mystery, and coming-of-age themes into a story that will appeal to lovers of Tolkien, Paolini, Sanderson, and all those seeking a richly imagined fantasy universe we get lost in. WYCKELM, The Ageless Child, is not just a book, it is the birth of a myth. And once you step into Richardson's world, you won't want to leave. WYCKELM Volume 1, The Ageless Child, written by James W. Richardson, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.